Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Yellowstone franchise. All 10 Dutton power couples in Taylor Sheridan's Mio Western ranked. Taylor Sheridan writes about powerful couples within the Dutton family for the Yellowstone franchise, but some of them are better than others. He has a way of crafting strong relationships between Yellowstone franchise characters, anchoring the family's time on the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch with robust love stories. Chemistry, circumstances, and the duration or strength of a connection must be considered when determining which couples in the Yellowstone franchise are genuinely the biggest powerhouses. Most family members of the Dutton family tree in Yellowstone find sturdy partners with whom they can navigate their lives, with a few key exceptions. The eldest of John Dutton is Kevin Costner, children never married before Lee Dutton's Yellowstone death. Another Dutton who didn't make the list is Jamie Dutton, Wes Bentley, who isn't technically part of the clan. Still, it's worth noting that his relationship with Sarah Atwood, Dawn Olivieri, which led to John Dutton's tragic Yellowstone fate, was a powerful combination indeed. John Dutton James Badgedale, and Emma Marley Shelton are a sweet couple who work well together, but the Yellowstone prequel barely shows the 1923 characters together. John Dutton only appears in the first 3 episodes of the spinoff. After that, John dies when Banner Creighton, Jerome Flynn, shoots the second-generation Dutton in the eye and chest in 1923 Season 1, Episode 3. The war has come home, resulting in his death. Emma Dutton is part of the story until 1923 Season 1, Episode 5, Ghost of Zabrina, when the widow shoots herself, taking her own life due to the grief of losing her husband. John and Emma's shocking Yellowstone deaths set up the rest of the family's story for 1923, causing Spencer to make the journey home, but the couple's love story lacks an outstanding or powerful narrative. Still, John and Emma have a sweet scene in Bozeman when the family goes to town, and the parents opt to listen to music in the park and watch the sunset. Evelyn, Gretchen Mol, and young John Dutton Josh Lucas, likely had powerful moments as partners in the Yellowstone universe. However, the franchise hardly shows any of those on the small screen due to Evelyn's shocking death in Yellowstone years before the modern timeline in the flagship kicks off. Therefore, Evelyn does not appear in any scenes in the present timeline. Despite that, Yellowstone Season 1 flashbacks show Evelyn interacting with John Dutton and her family as a wife and mother. Evelyn's flashback in Yellowstone Season 1, Episode 3, No Good Horses, shows the mother's brutal death, falling off her horse as it veers backward, and she breaks her spine. Evelyn's flashback in Yellowstone Season 1, Episode 7, A Monster Among Us, is a bit better, showing Evelyn interacting with her family on Christmas morning. From the thin slice of what we can see as Evelyn sits with John on the couch and shoos him away at the door of Beth's bathroom, the parents seem to have a sturdy partnership. In the 1923 story, Jack Dutton, Darren Mann, has a sweet romance with Elizabeth Strafford, Michelle Randolph. There's a moment in 1923 when Jack's mother, Emma, talks about how she wanted her son to marry someone who would balance out his qualities, and Cara Dutton, Helen Mirren, implies that Jack and Liz are more like fire and gasoline. While Jack and Liz are compelling, Alex and Spencer fit Cara's description better, and their love story overshadows life on the ranch. While Spencer and Alex are in Africa and crossing the world to make it home to the ranch in 1923 Season 1, Jack and Liz live out a much less romantic, more practical storyline back at the ranch. Despite that, their ranch life gives them fewer opportunities to have epic moments between them, like when Alex and Spencer allegedly see footprints near Tanganyika that are so old they were made when the ground was soft. Still, Jack and Liz have a strong and supportive love that rides the waves of strife on the ranch. Case, Luke Grimes, and Monica, Kelsey Asbill, are a solid couple. They get their happy ending in the Yellowstone finale, but Case and Monica falter throughout the series. For instance, Monica explores a relationship with another man while living away from Case in an apartment at Montana State University in Bozeman. Even after they outlast Monica's cheating, things haven't been easy. Case and Monica talk about their dynamic as unshakable, and ultimately it is, yet they are rarely on the same page or want the same things. Their push and pull dynamic is eventually needed to establish why Case is free at the end of Yellowstone. Still, that justification doesn't make up for the divide they experience at different times in their story. Furthermore, Case and Monica's relationship doesn't add anything new in Season 5, Part 2. Elsa, Isabel May, and Ennis, Eric Nelson, are another great couple in the Yellowstone franchise. The 1883 characters meet on a journey across the American West. Elsa is traveling with a wagon train of emigrants on a northwest variant of the Oregon Trail from Texas. Ennis is a cowboy who helps she, Sam Elliott, and Thomas, LaMonica Garrett, round up a herd of wild cattle and then rides with them to look after the herd. Elsa and Ennis fall in love on horseback, exchanging glances reminiscent of first love. The cowboys make a fierce match as they wrangle cattle on the open plains, and after falling for one another, Elsa and Ennis agree to make a life together. That said, Ennis is shot in a gunfight in 1883 Episode 5, The Fangs of Freedom, cutting their powerful partnership short. While their first love is sweet, Elsa and Ennis' pairing isn't as fantastic as her relationship with Sam, Martin Sensmeyer. Still, they make a dynamic duo that would have served Elsa well had Ennis not taken a fatal bullet. In the 1923 prequel, Alexandra, Julia Schlapfer, and Spencer, Brandon Sklinner, experience an epic love that evokes Shakespearean qualities. Spencer first meets Alex in Nairobi, where she is on a trip to Africa for her engagement. The travelers have a run-in at the hotel when Alex's friends dare her to deduce whether the hunter is the famous Spencer Dutton. Alex then impulsively accompanies Spencer to Tanganyika, fleeing her royal engagement because it's a real estate transaction, and she doesn't love her fiancé. Spencer also falls for Alex relatively quickly, telling her while on their travels that he hasn't been able to feel anything without putting himself in danger for a long time until he meets her. After their whirlwind start, Alex and Spencer get engaged within days of the meeting and marry on a massive steamboat in the ocean shortly thereafter, proving their bond is pretty strong. Still, we have yet to see Alex and Spencer reunite and spend their everyday lives together, which will test their star-crossed connection. While it's likely that Elsa is the youngest Dutton to get married in the Yellowstone franchise, her marriage with Sam makes for one of the best team-ups in the saga. Elsa and Sam meet along the Oregon Trail in Kansas. Sam is a Comanche warrior who challenges Elsa to a horse race, and the competition establishes their connection. While it initially looks like Sam and Elsa will part ways, the Comanche warrior returns to protect Elsa from a tornado and then saves her life from cattle bandits attack her. Elsa and Sam bond over their shared loss, having both lost their first love. They also establish a strong connection over their desire to live in harmony with the land. After a few run-ins, Sam and Elsa decide to get married while talking about visiting the mountains. Sam gives James Dutton, Tim McGraw, a horse to establish the partnership, but Elsa's mother, Margaret, Faith Hill, vehemently opposes the marriage. Elsa ultimately agrees to ride with her family, confirming that she will return and meet Sam on the plains where the flowers bloom after her family settles in Oregon. As the couple part ways in 1883 Episode 8, The Weep of Surrender, Elsa says a heartbreaking goodbye to her husband, crying at him in his native Comanche language, which he taught her the night before. Their separation is tragic, especially considering Elsa's death in 1883 prevents them from reuniting. However, when Elsa dies and talks about her version of the afterlife, she includes Sam, proving that the couple has a lasting bond. Sam and Elsa would have been unstoppable had they been able to reunite. Jacob, Harrison Ford, and Cara Dutton, who run the ranch in the 1923 prequel, are among the best Yellowstone pairings. Elsa Dutton's narration in the Yellowstone prequel establishes how her aunt and uncle take over the ranch after Elsa's father, James, dies of a bullet wound inflicted in a fight with horse thieves. Margaret Dutton dies shortly after writing to Jacob, her brother-in-law, about her husband's death, asking them to come to Montana to save the family's land and her husband's dream.